Hi, family. Today on this topic here, I want to call this here the gaslighting of America. All right. And again, I always need to state that I love America for what it can be and what it was supposed to be. Um, but the way that leadership has been in this country for a very long time has, been off the rails. And it's not about so much color, even though that does play a role with the white supremacists and all that stuff there. But it's mainly, the problem is with the rich against poor, or just ordinary people. And I just want to speak on a few. I got a short list of some things that they gaslight us about. Everything from spray painted tans, right? It's like I when I hear about people that get these tans and stuff, and it's like, I asked my children, I said, like, does that seem normal? They're like, no. I mean, their faces frown up, like, no. And it's like, but people do this, and in this country here, it's like they do it in a way that we are all supposed to just look at it like it's normal. And I guess maybe women might, they might can relate to it better, but because they wear most women wear makeup of some kind. That's a kind of paint or whatever. But I mean, for most people of color, though, it's like to think and to see someone that are spray painting themselves from head to toe. If I was to see that, I couldn't help but to stare and shake my head, because it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But another one, though, I don't want to stay on that too long. That boys can play girl sports, right? As if because some boy wants to say he feels like a girl today, or just wants to be that way for the rest of his life, that automatically makes him automatically a girl. Like biological differences has nothing to do with it. And it's like, that is so crazy. I don't know, if I had a daughter and they was playing sports and some kid who was a boy was to tackle them or harm them in some way, I would probably get out there and probably want to fight, because it's just not, it's not right, it's not logical, and it's not reality, And I don't want to get on that topic too much, because I have a lot to say about that, when it comes to the biology thing. It's like, if I'm a man and I decide to cut off my parts and take pills to, to boost my breast or what, or to get breast or whatever, I'm just a guy that mutilated his body, but I'll never be a woman, though, because I would never have the organs that can produce a baby. You know what I mean? I would never have the biology to even give me a monthly, administration or anything. There's so many different things that would disqualify me if I was to cut off my member, and take these pills and put on a wig, you understand, and style my hair or whatever. No matter what I did, I will still remain a male that has just mutilated his body. That's it, right? But anyway, another thing I was looking at, like they try to tell us, as far as politics, that the rich, because it's a capitalistic society, that automatically the rich will look out for the less fortunate. And I guess by now you all have figured it out that that's just not the case. Being a capitalistic society means that, whoever got the most money makes the rules, and the majority of us, we seem to believe that, because we don't fight back enough against the rules that's being made against us. Another thing is, America has the strongest economy and is the best in technology. That is some gaslighting. America hasn't been a powerhouse in a whole lot of years, in probably a few decades, because of the greed that has been going on in this country, whereas the rich just taking away as much as they can. There was a time whereas I could remember reading about in history, whereas CEOs would probably, if they got $1 million as a severance package, or even a half of a million, that was enough to make them happy and to be able to take care of their family, got a good nest egg to go on with their life. Today, they're getting, you know, unbelievable amounts, I mean, tens of millions of dollars, to come in, make some decisions, and even though the company is going down, boom, that's okay. They still get their severance package. That is crazy, And another thing that, America, the media here has been told and trained to make us think that we are still this powerhouse on the planet, and we're not. I mean, China is the powerhouse today. And let's be clear about that. If you take a look at, if you go online and just look at what China is doing, we are stuck like cavemen. We are so busy, the leaders, I should say the lead. We the poor and people of color in this country are so busy just trying to fight just to have a fair field, a fair chance to have a life that is normal, right? While the rich over here is like beating the hell out of us, right? And in other countries, look, their technology, like for example, China, Japan, right? Their industry. I mean, well, I should say their sky. What do you call it? Sky views and just the magnificence. When you take a look at these countries, we are so left behind. I mean, their rail, or where the trains and the railing systems and the cars, right? And their stuff is cheaper than ours. It's like you can get an electric vehicle over there for $30,000. They don't bring, BYD is what it's called. You can bring it over here for $30,000. Now with the tariffs, it's 100%. It costs $60,000 just to have. And these cars are built better than American cars, better than even Elon's cars, right? And it's like we're trained to think that America is this technological giant, and it really, it's a lie. We are living in times at the decline of an empire that used to be a good example to the world, but now we're sinking like a rock, right? Another gaslight. America and the EU wants to make us think that they're going into Africa to help Africa, and we all know it's a damn lie. But the real reason is because America's bill, the dollar bill, is falling, whereas now there's a new kid on the block where they had the G7, which is America, the EU, and a couple of other, Italy, and a couple of other countries over there, about 7 of them. They used to be the powerhouse. Now there's a new one called the BRICS. And the BRICS is, what is it? Brazil, Russia, Indonesia, China, and South Africa. South Africa is governed by the Africans over there, the black Africans over there. And now their worth and the input and output that they put out, that they're able to put out now, it just shrinks the U.S. and the G7's ability to serve the world. So the dollar is declining. And right now, they're over there right now in Africa wanting to steal the gold and all the other very valuable minerals and what Africa has up under their grounds and stuff like that, and the oil, because it's just like when a person goes broke, when some people go broke, they want to go and rob and steal from everybody else. And America is right there. Whereas now they're trying to strong arm, like gangsters, go over here and strong arm Africa. And it's like those of us that are less fortunate, we really need to understand that we have so much power, and we have to stop thinking about it and start activating it and moving on it. Till the next time.